Good afternoon. I'm Ward 1 Councilmember Brianne Nadeau, Chair of the Committee on Public Works and Operations. Today is Wednesday, June 5th, 2024, and I'm calling to order this public roundtable of the committee in room 500, as well as on the Zoom platform. The time is 1:39 p.m. This hearing is being broadcast on DC Cable, the DC Council's website, as well as on my website at brianneknadeau.com/live. Today's hearing will consider PR 25-696, the Director of the Office of Veterans Affairs, Charlotte K. Woodard, Confirmation Resolution of 2024. The purpose of PR 25-696 is to confirm the appointment of Acting Director Charlotte K. Woodard as Director of the Office of Veterans Affairs. The bill was introduced on March 26th, 2024 by Chairman Mendelson at the request of the mayor and referred to the Committee on Public Works and Operations for consideration on April 2nd, 2024. Under the Mayor's Office of Community Affairs, the Office of Veterans Affairs provides outreach, advocacy, and assistance to DC's 30,000 veterans and their families. Through its district's veteran service officers, the office assists veterans and their families with federal VA claims and benefits. The office also develops commemorative events that recognize the military service and sacrifice of district veterans. I look forward to discussing this important work with both public witnesses and Acting Director Woodard. And after an extended period of time without a permanent director, I'm glad that the position in the Office of Veterans Affairs will be filled. Ms. Woodard was appointed Acting Director of the office by Mayor Bowser on March 11th. She brings to MOVA over 25 years of military experience, specializing in human resource management, strategic planning, and operation management. Prior to this appointment, she served as the Assistant Director of Reserve Compensation at the Office of the Assistant Secretary of Defense, Manpower and Reserve Affairs, Military Personnel Policy, Military Compensation Policy, where she served from July 2018 to May 2023. In this role, her responsibilities covered a broad spectrum of personnel management and compensation policies that profoundly impacted the reserve component workforce of the United States Armed Forces. Ms. Woodard commanded the Devens Reserve Force Training Area in Devens, Massachusetts, from 2015 to 2017. This role saw her representing the Army in installation in the local community and supporting more than 165 tenants with their base operation requirements. In 2014, she was assigned to the Pentagon as the Personnel Officer Branch Chief within the Headquarters Department of the Army, Military Personnel Directorate. In this role, she directly supervised 2 officers, 2 chief warrant officers, and 1 Department of the Army civilian, while offering critical recommendations to the director on regulations, policy, and legislation affecting Army personnel. All right, we will now turn to our public witnesses. And when I call your name, if you could come to the table and sit in the chair, Mr. Norman Beal, Dr. Joanne Fisher, Ms. Minerva Woodard, and Ms. Sandy Washington. If there are any other public witnesses who intend to give testimony today, now is the time to join us, even if I did not call your name. Very good. So when I call your name, you'll push the circle button on the microphone, and then you'll have 3 minutes to give testimony. The clock is right in front of you. And then when your time is, it should be right under me. Is it in? Yeah, there's one there too. Okay, very good. And then when your time is up, wind down, and then you'll turn your microphone off so that we don't get feedback when the next person begins. So we will begin with Mr. Norman Beal. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Norman Beal. I'm a native Washingtonian and a proud veteran of the United States Army. I reside in Ward 5. I'm here today to give my support for the confirmation of Charlotte K. Woodard, retired Colonel, U.S. Army, as the new director of the Mayor's Office of Veteran Affairs. Colonel Woodard, outstanding service record says it all: integrity, discipline, leadership, and service. In each assignment, Colonel Woodard distinguished herself in an exemplary manner at every duty station. Mission accomplished. Now a new call to duty, and once again, Charlotte K. Woodard has answered, prepared, and ready for the Mayor's Office of Veteran Affairs. I urge the members of this City Council to unanimously confirm Charlotte K. Woodard to this position. Give her your support and the respect she has earned. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your testimony and your service, sir. My husband is a fellow Army vet. Very much appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you. And are you Dr. Joanne Fisher? Okay, is Ms. Minerva Woodard here? That's you. Please go ahead, ma'am. Just, yep, there you go.
Good afternoon, Councilman Nadeau. I am Charlotte Woodard's mother, and I'm here to speak on her behalf because she is I cannot find an adjective to describe her. I am so happy to be part of her life on this journey. And I want to just say this to her. I want her to continue to grow in faith, and may your faith always be strong. Always have God in your life, and He will always answer your prayers and never leave you. I knew Charlotte would have great leadership skills when she was in the 5th grade. She would always have a solution on how to solve a problem. She didn't like walking to school, which was only 3 blocks from the house. She would wait for our neighbor to take her to Tacoma Elementary School every morning. On this particular morning, he didn't want to do it because he was a Capitol police officer and he worked at night. So he decided to go through the alley to avoid her. But when he approached the end of the alley, there was Charlotte standing, looking at him with her big dear eyes and said, "Mr. Bobby, can you take me to school, please?" He said he didn't want her to see him laughing because she had outsmarted him. She has continued to show outstanding leadership in her professional career. For example, she was the first female to graduate from Bennett College in Goldsboro, North Carolina, an all-girls college, to be commissioned under the ROTC program from A&T University, also in Greensboro. She was the first female to have a command post at Fort Devens in Massachusetts. What I love the most about Charlotte is her willingness to give. She always wanted to come back home to serve her community after retiring from the Army as a colonel. She was honored to be appointed as the acting director of Veterans Affairs in the Mayor's Office on March 11, 2024. And from past experiences, I know she will handle the task well. Congratulations on your confirmation. I am so proud of you.
Very nice. Thank you, Ms. Woodard. Are you Miss Washington? Okay, then please introduce yourself when you give testimony. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Councilman Nadeau. My name is Helen Mobley Beal, and I am the spouse of a Washington, D.C. veteran. I come before you today to speak on behalf of retired Colonel Charlotte K. Woodard and provide my support of her appointment to the position of Director, the Mayor's Office of Veterans Affairs. Please know, retired Colonel Woodard exemplifies the best of the military community. I know you and all of your fellow council persons have thoroughly reviewed her credentials. She has had a long and distinguished career of service to our country, spanning 30 years in the United States Army. She is passionate, committed to helping the veteran community of Washington, D.C. Her integrity and professionalism will be an asset to the Mayor's Office of Veterans Affairs. The council's confirmation of the appointment of retired Colonel Charlotte K. Woodard will allow her to continue her commitment to supporting the veteran community of Washington, D.C. and making a positive impact. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Mobley. Do we know your veteran spouse? Aha, there we go.
Yes, you do.
Just trying to stay on top of things here. Okay,
certainly.
okay. Ms. Mobley Beal, I understand now. Okay, now we do have some folks in the Zoom. I just want to make sure that if any of them were intending to testify, that we also hear from them. So any folks currently in the Zoom that wish to testify, if you could virtually raise your hand, just hit that button that says raise hand. We can promote you to the panel. We'll just wait a moment just in case. We see any folks in there, Ariel? Are we good? Okay, fantastic. Okay. Well, I certainly want to thank all of you for your testimony on behalf of our nominee. It's always good to have that on the record as we prepare the report for the full council. So thank you very much for taking the time today. We appreciate you. Thank you. At this point, I'd like to call our government witness to the stand, Charlotte Woodard, Acting Director of the Office of Veterans Affairs. Excellent. And before you get comfortable, I'm going to have you raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm under penalty of perjury the testimony you are about to give to the Committee on Public Works and Operations is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Wonderful. You may sit. You may begin your testimony when you're ready. Just don't forget to hit the circle button.
Good morning, Chairman Nadeau, members of the committee, staff, and members of the public. I am Charlotte K. Woodard, a retired colonel from the United States Army and the acting director of Mayor's Office of Veteran Affairs, known as MOVA. I want to thank you for the opportunity to testify before you today. I'm incredibly grateful to Mayor Mira E. Bowser for nominating me and allowing me to serve for the past 3 months as the acting MOVA on behalf of the veterans of the District of Columbia. When Mayor Bowser interviewed me as a director of Mayor's Office of Veteran Affairs, I was moved with emotions, as I still am right now. I am a native Washingtonian who graduated from Calvin Coolidge High School. I participated in the Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps, known as JROTC program. I served my country for 30 years. That Mayor Bowser entrusted me to serve and support the nation's capital 30,000 veterans was quite an honor. And my service to the city so far has been one of my most pleasurable experience. Council members, I am dedicated, selfless service-oriented, individual known for my authenticity as a leader. I have a proven track record of effectively planning, executing, and achieving organization's strategic objective. Serving in the mayor's administration is a natural extension of my military career, where I have provided support, service to those of service members, their families, and veterans worldwide. My diverse career experience over 28 years, encompassing various assignments within and outside the United States. My affinity for veterans have prepared me for this role. Over the years, I've cultivated a strong, lasting relationship and consistently delivered exceptional results, both within the military service and in collaboration with civilian organizations, fostering a sense of unity. Making a positive impact on the veteran community, where I was raised, is at the core of my values. To whom much is given, much is expected. I am committed to giving back. I am passionate about assisting, serving, and supporting veterans like myself in navigating the various programs to access the benefits they are entitled to. Council members, because of the leadership of the mayor, the council, the advocacy of the DC veterans and other residents, the district is one of the most progressive places in this nation. As the officer, acting director, my main focus has been figuring out how MOVA can better serve DC veterans and their families to receive the VA compensation they are entitled to and connecting local veterans to the resources they need. Figuring out all the various programs that the city offers over and above federal programs for veterans is a complex, and our office makes it easier for our veterans. As the acting director, I have worked alongside my passionate and resourceful staff to provide outreach and community resource to DC's 30,000 veterans and their family members. Assist DC veterans and their family members with federal VA claims and benefits through MOVA's District Veteran Service Officers. Develop, implement, publicize district-level veteran programs that provides DC veterans, their families a fair shot. MOVA's core mission is service, program, and outreach with our veterans. One of our most outstanding achievements is fulfilling 2 vacant positions to maintain our service and outreach support, including one specifically focused on serving our LGBTQ+ veteran community. If I'm confirmed, under my leadership, MOVA will maintain and connect veterans to our signature programs, the transportation program, Vets Ride, and the District Veterans Homestead Exemption, which waives property taxes for the first $445,000 of residential real property for qualifying disabled veterans. If confirmed to serve as the MOVA director, I aim to strengthen the strategic communication plan. In closing, this position resonates with my core values and beliefs. I'm enthusiastic about the opportunity to lead MOVA as we continue to provide daily service and program for all DC veterans. I am fortunate that we are entirely staffed with veterans, have engaged Veteran Advocacy Board, and the mayor who genuinely cares about veterans. I look forward to our work together, making Washington, DC, the most veteran-friendly city in the nation. I am happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you very much for your testimony. So I have 12 questions. We're not going to be here all day. This is not like your budget hearing.
Okay.
So, but we have some that are standard and then some that are more qualitative, so we can hear more about your vision. So yes, here we go. To start with the standard questions, are you presently an officer or director of any corporation, partnership, or other organization in the District of Columbia either for-profit or nonprofit, which is doing business with the District of Columbia government?
No, I am not.
And are you presently a member of any board or commission connected with the district government?
No, I am not.
Do you or any member of your immediate family have any interest, financial or otherwise, that may directly or indirectly pose a conflict of interest for you in the performance of your duties to the office to which you have been nominated?
No, I do not.
And do you have any outstanding liability for taxes, fees, or other payments to the district, federal, state, or other local government, either contested or uncontested?
Yes, I do have an outstanding liability to the federal taxes. However, I'm waiting currently for a payment plan with Internal Revenue Services.
Very good. And for the benefit of the public, we did discuss this yesterday, and we're going to work together to help get that payment plan set so that we know that we can move forward and that you will also be on your way
Yes, ma'am.
to getting that resolved. And do you expect any of your outstanding tax issues will impact your work as director?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I am a human being and I failed to pay my taxes, but it will not impact me servicing DC veterans in the District of Columbia.
Thank you very much. And now I want to ask a few questions about your experience working at MOVA and your philosophy for the agency. Why are you interested in being the director of this office?
That's a good question. At each interview, I was asked that question and with the mayor. And I must tell you, every time that I'm asked that question, I get filled with joy. One, I am a Washingtonian. I grew up here. I am compassionate. I am passionate about my community, and to serve my country for 30 years, all I know is service and support. I was a human resources officer. I served within the United States and outside of the United States. And to give that opportunity, to have that opportunity to continue to serve my nation would be great. And that's why I am interested in and why I applied for the position. To give that opportunity, it would be a wonderful job.
What do you see as the role of the director of MOVA?
Well, as a retired colonel and a veteran and a leader, this is a complex system. And to be able to understand it, I think it takes someone like me. And understanding the needs for dependents and survivors and being able to assist them with the needs of the veteran community and filling out their VA claim. Being the face for Mayor Bowser and informing our community and other veterans and DC veterans on the programs and the services that are available to them and that are entitled to them.
Thank you. And how do you stay on top of the latest research or best practices in the field for how to do this role?
So as a retired colonel, it's my due diligence. That's what I do, is to make sure that I read literature on a daily basis. I am a member of the National Association State Directors of Veteran Affairs, which allows me to collaborate with other state veteran affairs officers or directors throughout the United States. I receive daily clippings from the VA. I read them on a daily basis. I watch the news, most importantly, CNN or whatever news of choice. And then I think, but last but not least, is building relationships amongst stakeholders.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is how I stay abreast to ensure that I inform the DC veterans, the administration on the needs of our veteran community.
And how would your experience so far as acting director inform your approach to leadership going forward?
That's a great question, Councilmember Nadeau. I am Charlotte Woodard. I am a leader. Leadership is in my DNA. I would not become a colonel in the Army not knowing how to lead. I've led many people in different situations, some tough and some not. I'm taking all of my experience and moving more forward. As a leader, there's no one way, I'm sorry. It is a multifaceted approach. And veterans does not matter what your situation is. What matters is that we're a team, and regardless of the situation, and understanding how to navigate. And so me as a leader is understanding how to navigate through the system to be able to assist our DC veterans.
Thank you. And in a similar vein, what have you learned from conversations with veterans since starting at MOVA? How does that help you do your work?
Well, it's deep. And it's an unwavering joy to engage personally with DC veterans in our nation's capital. All are in sync that the mayor got it right. Combat twice. I served a tour in Iraq and Iraq and Kuwait. I'm one of them. I retired and I could speak. I can listen to them and I understand. And there's sometimes you don't even have to speak. It's just understanding because I've walked their lives. I've been in their situation. And they're just happy that I'm here. And the mayor again got it right. She picked the person or woman to lead the nation's capital, DC veterans community.
What do you think are currently the biggest challenges facing veterans?
That, Councilman Nadeau, that is always a tough and a complex and essential question. Challenges, I think how we should maybe couch it, did my service matter? And I'm speaking from experience. That's the biggest challenge for our veterans. Do our service matter? And did any of my sacrifice matter? My resolution that I give them a resounding yes. Your service matters. Vets know it's a complex system. And my job each day is for the veterans to know that I'm here to help you navigate through that system. Councilwoman, the news is right. We have a complex problem. That's why you can never pinpoint what the challenges are. Each day is a challenge. So it's understanding that we care. What matters is that you made a sacrifice, and I'm here to help you regardless, whatever your challenges may be.
And how do you define success as director?
If you don't know me, you will. I am humble and I'm honored that the mayor selected me. My goal will remain the same. Lowering barriers for veteran success through this complex system. I'm here to make sure the system works better for our veterans. And I could give you an example because success can be difficult as we talking to people who served in the military or who are veterans, who are survivor spouse, or survivor dependency. I had an impromptu visit yesterday from someone who's getting ready to retire from the military. He wanted to speak with me because he read my bio. He had anxiety about leaving the military for 30 years. What does that look like on the civilian life? I sat down and I spoke with him and I gave him my experience. Yes, you are going to have anxiety. Yes, you do have post-traumatic stress disorder. There are going to be trigger points that's going to get you to not want to do anything. I just told him my story. At the end of the day, that was success. Because all it took for me to express my story to him, and each person in my staff would do the same passionately and speak with them, any veteran or family member, to let them know that we are here. So success on measuring, I think that can be hard to put a number. But if I'm speaking to someone and I made an impact on their lives for them to move forward, that's success.
That certainly is a form of success, but also as agency director, I want to think with you about, how do you look at success for the whole agency and the services that you're delivering? So do you have any goals for the number of veterans reached or the number of benefits secured or anything like that?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So the number of veterans reach, our goal is to reach as many as possible to sign up for, if they're entitled to, the VA claims, which is our service veteran officer, transportation with vets rides, to have that number increase. And not only that, success is going into Ward 7 and 8, which we will go in Ward 7 and 8 once a week at the end of the month. One veteran service officer will be housed at the Anacostia hub. So, I mean, I get it, those are a success, but when we talk to a veteran sometimes and someone who served in the military, we don't like to receive as a quantified number, right? And so that is why I didn't give you a number, but our presence and showing up is success to all. And that's the face that you will see my staff out there in the community on behalf of Mayor Bowser to ensure that we show up and be present.
Do you know how many vets are eligible for services that we haven't gotten signed up yet, or?
I do not.
Okay.
That's hard. You know why it's hard? Because the Veteran Affairs Office, the Veteran Affairs itself does not know that number.
Very good. So it's important to be out there in the field so that you can connect with folks. For
Yes,
sure.
ma'am.
And what would you like your lasting mark to be?
Councilmember Nadeau. Now, out of all of the questions, I must say that is the hardest one for me. The hardest. Are you a veteran?
Not me. Nope. We're
Family
veteran
member?
family, but my husband's a veteran. Yep. Not
So
me.
as a veteran and a retiree, if anyone know me and they've written statements, they can attest to this. Every assignment that I've been on, I don't worry about leaving the last mark. I do my job, right? And the mayor appointed me to be her face in the military community. And I could tell you this, that I will uphold to the fullest and serve the administration honorably. I know the dedication that it takes to serve my country. With the veterans of this great city, my goal for my last is impacting knowing that we respect them and we care for them.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your testimony. This concludes today's public roundtable. For those who weren't able to testify live today, feel free to submit written testimony for the record, which you can do at lims.dccouncil.gov. The record will close on Wednesday, June 12th at 5 p.m. and the time is 2:13 and the hearing is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. That's